Meow. Hi, 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 hi. Hope you're having a good weekend. Whoever you are, wherever you are. Meow, meow. Hi. I'll make this a quick one as well because I don't know how long it'll be before the stream crashes. What am I grateful for today? Um, it's it's another day where I'm grateful that cats exist. I was reading something, tell you a little bit about it, like that involves a kitty cat, and even just imagining fictional cats, really a great. I like seeing pictures of cats too, and videos of cats for the most part too. Although sometimes I'll admit that the only times I don't like it are when it's like too violent. Notice that there's this like brand of kind of prank video that that maybe a larger or audience enjoys or finds funny, and then I basically I'm just saying I'm more squeamish than the average. I don't like anything. I don't really like violence, and I don't. I'm thinking of something in particular. Anyway, what else am I grateful for? No. Um, how would it make you feel if I was a machine? Would it matter if I wasn't? I was thinking about that today in the shower. I was imagining ideas for stories or a book that I haven't written, because I keep looking for books to kind of fill a void, and sometimes like they just don't hook me. Other times they really hook me in the beginning and then they greatly disappoint me. So recently I started one book that started off so it was so interesting in the beginning. It was about some teenager who is on a school campus where the teachers is like some sort of like private school or boarding school, like a private school. So the teachers had dormitories. Teachers like lived on campus, and this student is like there in the off hours, wandering around, the teacher's quarters, and cleaning lady spots the student and it's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be over here. Don't you know that? Enjoy your holiday," because I guess the school was out for a holiday. And then the student just ignored that lady and ran to their teacher's uh, living. And yeah, that wasn't the interesting part. It just sounds really bad. Here's why it was interesting. So, like, it was like a teenage boy, and the teacher was a woman, and apparently he'd been really bullied by everyone, including his family and strange. His family, it's a little bit unclear why they were so bad to him. But for strangers, the reason is because he had a physical deformity. Like he had a really ugly looking scar on his half of his. So strangers and other students, like they had a hard time even looking at him, let alone treating him kindly. But this one teacher was the only one that was really nice to him and seemed to see past his physical scars. So he would go there, and also his family was quite poor. So he would go over there, and the teacher would like encourage him, let him borrow books, tutor him, whatever, encourage him to, because he wanted to go to college. But lately, he his mom has been harassing him to submit the paperwork to drop out of school and just start working, because yeah, his mom didn't believe in him and just thinks like, we need money now. What are you gonna go to college and study language, or like, because he really likes poetry. And it was really like emotional, and I was really into it, and then there's like this sobering scene where he usually he doesn't really like to ask for much, but then he does ask the teacher for like tea and a snack, and then asks her to look at his latest poems. And they, they sit in the quiet, and it's raining outside. She reads them, and he says something kind of cryptic to her, like a goodbye. And I'm like, oh no, he's gonna commit suicide, isn't he? Oh no, he's gonna commit suicide. This is what's happening, right? I got really scared and really sad. Um, and I thought it was gonna be like a ghost story or something. And then, yeah, the teacher like falls asleep, and then the next day, she wakes up to some phone calls, something, and it turned out the boy did die. He didn't kill himself though, but he was like on the way home or something, and he got into an accident, and the mother was blaming the teacher. She's like, ah, if you didn't try to get in his head, he wouldn't have been there at that moment. Anyway, isn't this an interesting story so far? I know I haven't said much, but I had so much buy-in, because I'm like, this book has like 200 chapters. It was a web novel kind of thing, and it turned out it was just like, oh, it was just basically, where they go, oh, it's just a dream kind of thing. So the real main character is a college student who's a boy who has a crush on a woman who's 5 years older than him, and he's like, he majors in something like literature or whatever, so he was just writing like that. That was his creative writing. And then his character is, really handsome and super wealthy and rich, and he doesn't have the girl, or she doesn't know that he has a crush on her. But man, and then she, like, her personality was really different too. I was so disappointed. Man, I like, they gave me such a build up, and then they cucked me. Switch. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, after facing so many disappointments, I thought to myself, I should write my own book. Um, I want to write a book about a woman who can't seem to get close to people, but she tries her best, and she's always like trying her best, but then also like messing up some. Oh no, the stream is technically over. I forgot it was supposed to be a short one. Okay, I'll leave you on the cliffhanger. Let me speed run with the. Fuck. Let me speed run with the rest. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in to Love Talk with me, Mrs. Moonson. This is a daily talk show where a kitten who's smitten chats about love, life, and anime. That's why not. Today is Sugoi, Nani this Saturday, also known as What the Fuck Saturday. It's a day we discuss the strange, the bizarre, the abnormal, the taboo. It's a day we talk about boys' love. For the anime of the day, we have the boys' love novel, whose name escapes me at the moment, but worry not, I did take a screenshot of the details. I know Pan Pan is what the name. That's not the English. What is the English? It's called. Let's see. Simply So. Yes. Okay. So this is the book that I ended up reading after the other one let me down. After his parents' divorce, Zhu Yi finds himself caught between two uneasy households. His dad had a daughter out of, like, that nobody knew about, who's in middle school. He had an affair, yada yada. And then his mom seems to be, like, seeing someone who seems shady, like maybe might be scamming her. His mom, like, invested some money, has been disappearing. So he's like, fuck, I'm good in school, but my parents neglect me. What the fuck? So he takes his friends, his buddies, to go investigate his mother's, like, whereabouts, like, see who she's hanging out with. Right? Like his mom is an irresponsible teenager or something. And he gets led to a martial arts school, and then he meets a guy who is deaf in one ear because of domestic violence. And this is a love story, and I'll leave it at that. Ah, name is Simply So, and I don't know how to pronounce the author's name, so I'll have to write it in the chat maybe. Let's see. Write it. It's actually pretty good, but I got to the part where they're finally together, and honestly, I lost all interest, unfortunately. So I don't think I'm gonna finish it. So this author, Wu Zhe, has written a lot of other has written a lot of other things that I really liked, or at least one other book, Wild, that I really liked. So I'm like, oh, I'll give this one a try. Okay. For today's Cancel Corner, do I have a question of the I don't have a question today. Today's Cancel Corner. Canceling not Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is canceling me. Although, I think who I really need to cancel is my stepdad, because I'm pretty sure it was on purpose. I don't think I've been disconnecting today. I don't think it's a coincidence. I sent my parents a text message last night before bed, and all of a sudden today, I haven't been having as many hiccups. Still having some, but not as many. You've been stable since I've been here. See, Oni-chan? I think it was on purpose. I think my parents were DDoSing me. I think they were, what did they call it? They were throttling my internet because they thought that I was sex work. I don't know. Anyway, quote of the day. Everything fades so quickly, turns into legend, and soon oblivion covers it. This is from Marcus Aurelius, my great friend. And he's talking about people, right? People die. Listen, listen. Within a generation, most names are going to be forgotten. Some names you might remember, they might get passed down. But even of those names, right, that's like very, very few, right? Even the ones who are in the news, celebrity or whatever, the latest Twitch streamer or Kick streamer who goes to jail for whatever, those quote unquote legends, they turn into oblivion. Maybe not in our lifetime, but in some lifetime. By the end of our life. You get used to being young and then before you know it, you're old. Uh-huh. Anyway, so he suggests that you focus on the things that matter. How to be a good person, why don't? But it's up to you, I say. It's up to you to decide. A lot of the rich people, powerful people don't really agree with that memo. So all that matters is on the one hand, everything fades quickly, so maybe don't waste your life. On the other hand, if you're gonna be an evil bastard, at least eventually we all die. So it's not like it's gonna last forever. Okay. I wonder if my enemies are gonna stalk me in the afterlife. I gotta go. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I said that already. I'll be back tomorrow with other things. Been really lazy, just in bed reading books all day. Also, cause my period, it's really unfortunate that women have to do every month. Like, it's it's really uncomfortable and unpleasant. I'm telling you, it was like a murder scene in my pants yesterday. I had some really like light blue pajama bottoms, and it's just like Jesus Christ. Thank you, Mama, for the gift subs. Oh, I gotta go buy. I gotta go buy.